Hi. Hello. I'm doing pretty good. Really, really tired. But, you know, it's been a fine day. I started the day by playing a game. It's a board game, but you can play it by yourself. It's between 1 and 6 players. And it was just really, really fun. It was this investigation game where you open the box and you don't have any rules to read. You can just play right away. And all you have to do is read all the papers that make the file, the police file, and you have to figure out what happened. And it was really fun, especially because you know me, I just love everything about mysteries and murders and investigations. Um, and yeah, it was really awesome. So that was a good way to start the day. Then I played some Valorant. It was a bit depressing, but you know, it's a bit low. I think I might just have turned up the volume um when we were playing Among Us. So it's not necessarily that my voice is really low, it's that the rest of the sound's pretty high. I think that's what's going on. Oh gosh. Yeah, Valorant isn't a game I should be playing. Unfortunately for me, I like the game. Um, but you know, it's fun to play with friends. It's just the problem is all of my friends are a lot better than I am, so it can be a bit tough at times. But that's all right. It's okay. Oh hey Jordy, did you sub for 2 months? It says so in the chat. Yeah, I think you should start playing the game and then you could come play with me. We could definitely play together. Alright, well, we're done with the song, so let's just switch the game right away. Well, sorry, I messed up. I think it only does one at a time. Don't worry, I am really bad at the game as well. It's really not that big a deal. Gosh, that's so loud. Ali. How are you doing? It's been a while. Okay, this is not working. Give me a second. Okay. I've been doing really good actually. It has been so long, so many things happened. I'm probably a pretty different person now, honestly, with it, how much my life has changed, but it's nice to see you. Okay. I didn't stream last week, so I kind of forgot again where we were. But I'm sure it'll be easy to understand where we left off. Oh yeah, we began the investigation of the murder of the person who we assume, okay, it seems to be pretty loud, who we assume is the mastermind, like this mystery extra student that wasn't supposed to be there. I think that's what it was. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. Yeah, she blew up. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. Okay, so, I don't know what it's worth, but I had a theory. Okay, so let's talk about it. I think this person is someone we know. And specifically, I think it's someone who died at the beginning. I think it's this person. I may be completely crazy. Maybe I'm imagining things. It is very possible. But, she died because she stood up to Monokuma. Stood up for herself and she fought him and she got punished and died. So that was a way to make us fear Monokuma and make us obey to all of the rules. But it could very well have been a lie or something. And also, why I think that she is weird and like behind something or this person is because she has bright red nails. And look at these hands. Bright red nails. And when we got attacked in our room, like when they attacked Makoto in his room, I don't think the person in the flashback has these nails. So it's possible that it was someone else that tried to attack him, but at least this person seems to be a woman with bright red nails, and she's the only one we have met that has that. So that's my theory for now, but you know, only time will tell. I definitely do not think it's Kyoko. The unidentified body. Could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened. Or we were all dead. Big brain, let's hope so. it's something like I first noticed that the person had the nails, the nails, you know, like the nail polish on. I noticed that they didn't have it the first time we met them, like the masked person. So that's what I first noticed. And then I thought, I feel like we've seen these nails before, but I couldn't remember. And I thought it was Junko, especially because I thought it was so weird that she'd just die right away. And then, my boyfriend showed me like a fan art of Danganronpa, and I saw that Junko was the one with the bright nails. Because I don't think you remembered, but last time that I streamed, I did try to look at her report card, but as you can see, like you don't see the hands, so I couldn't check whether my theory was true or not. But in that fan art, I saw that I was right and that she had the nails. So that's, yeah, that's my thought process. I need to go back to the scene of the crime. Back to the garden. Alrighty. So as usual, I think we're gonna do the investigation today, and we'll see how we feel and if we wanna start doing the trial, but I don't think so because trials are very long. So it's probably only going to be the investigation today. But tomorrow is Among Us, which is hype, very yippee. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. Yeah, there are many things to check here. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Among Us hype, and then you can show up and be there. Well, I mean, I say there is Among Us. There's supposed to be Among Us. I do not know if we'll have enough people. As I said, don't hesitate to bring in your friends that you know, personally. The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. Oh, yeah. That's because it got set on fire, and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Unless she was like full of gasoline or something? The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it, which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. Okay, and this is very important. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they'd get in the way of normal activity. Okay, well, I wasn't so concerned about the fake nails, and more so about, you know, the tattoo on the hand. Yeah, there's also something on the back of her hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. Alright. Of course, the knife, pretty important. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this? It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma files said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife, it's way too clean. Wait, it looks familiar. Wait, is this... Yeah, but see? In this flashback, the masked person does not have fingernails. That's it! It's the knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. It seems like the code is put on backwards. doesn't it? Like, this looks like the back of the coat. Or maybe they weren't wearing the coat and it was just on top of them? So, maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in a kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife, and maybe then I... And if this is really Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. These look like fragments of something. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like this before. Where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. I don't know what he's talking about. I honestly don't remember, but sure. The Monokuma flower, huh? Is it true? Does it really eat paper, plastic, and people? Anyway, I don't think it's related to the case, so I think I'll just stay away. So, who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore. Oopsie. I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4 chickens. Weren't they 5? I thought there were 5 chickens. Huh? 4? Yo. What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course! There were precisely 5. Yeah, right? Huh? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hiro and focused on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Okay, well, that's not what I wanted to click on, but it was interesting nonetheless. Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked, you know, before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently, the wound has stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it. Okay. Wow, thanks! That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too, so thank you too. This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning. Could that be why the body's wet? And not actually like the water that Makoto threw on it? They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then, if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place, so it's after 7:30 because the body isn't wet. But I mean, this is a greenhouse. It's probably pretty warm. Maybe it just, you know, had time to dry. I don't know. What is this? Just to be sure, I should take a look at the tool shed. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? No. I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. These flower pots have nothing to do with the case. There's a lawnmower here. I don't think it has anything to do with the mystery corpse. There is something carved into the handle of this pickaxe. Crazy diamond. It's the same thing that was written on the back of Mondo's coat. The pickaxe is connected to Mondo somehow. It's definitely intriguing, but now's not the time to worry about it. These tools have nothing to do with the case. Sorry, I just like checking everything. I really hope there aren't any clues hidden in the fertilizer. I can understand. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime. But the underside, it's totally clean and completely dry. One side of that tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. Was it used to protect the body so that it wouldn't get wet from the sprinklers? That's the one thing in here that concerns me. Okay, we just gotta talk to these guys. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and? Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym, where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to go get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock. It's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right. It had to have been right around 9 o'clock. Now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. Yeah, you said nothing. I said everything. And finally, Byakuya. Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. What do you want to talk about?
So in other words,
I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi?
in other words,
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was 6, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it?
naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hero's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words,
So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure to not go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
that's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to go get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. But you never came to the door, so where, precisely, were you? I'm telling the truth, I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so that's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? I think I've checked everything I need to in this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check, specifically that fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions, and I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true, she wouldn't wear long nails like that, because she likes to be able to do anything and everything. Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more, but the key to her room?
It's all clear now.
I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity. Limit my options?
Give up.
Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Hey, Byakuya? If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it. Later. At the class trial. Oh, no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all. Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later, and we'll see. Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, then in the meantime, I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. What are you talking about, Makoto? Seriously, okay, can't you just tell me? I don't know. There are wooden lockers here. I don't see anything here that might be connected to the case. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah. I have no idea what we're looking for, to be honest. Okay, so that's not what we have to check. I highly doubt that it'll be in one of the classrooms, but... Oh, and this is locked, isn't it? Yeah. Oh no, there's one classroom that's weird. I forgot which one it was. Probably this one. The classroom with the blood everywhere. Yeah. Okay, so this room doesn't seem to be important either. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Oh. Gym first floor. Alrighty. It's a good thing I can check on the map. Monokuma is laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
I just found something. What is it? It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. A bomb? And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden... Oh, that was the Monokuma bomb. Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. What's a good thing we can teleport? I wouldn't want to do all this by myself walking around the school. You think you can go soon, Byakuya? You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well. Let's go. Ah, wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole. And then... And it's open. Looks like it, thanks. So, this is Kyoko's room. It's purple! Here's her bed. I don't see anything interesting here. At least, not as far as the case is concerned. No? Yeah, I just messed up. There's something on the table. It's a woodblock decoration. Oh, hi!
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
Certainly possible.
But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo this might go to. Yeah, no spoilers. However, as soon as we're done with the chapters, don't hesitate to share those things with me, you know, in the Discord or even in chat, just after, you know, as usual after the chapter is done. But I'm excited to know what you have to say, because you always have a lot of interesting things and trivia facts to share about Danganronpa. We're currently doing the investigation, so it's going to be only 2 more streams to be done with chapter 5, hopefully. Just hang on a little longer. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo? Yeah, it's the lockers. Here's the bathroom. She might have certain articles hanging out to dry. I'd better not look inside. Okay, so we're done?
What?
You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. Clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here? Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete. Something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know! Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. Huh? What's this? Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it! What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it.
Interesting.
Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets? That's all that was in there? Yeah, it looks like it. Under the sheets of the bed, dumbass. But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Oh. Class 78 Student Registry. Mukuro Ikusaba.
I see.
It appears to be Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room along with the key. God, you're so annoying! Fine, I'll tell you. It was a key and... That's it! This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. Name Mukuro Ikusaba. Sex female. The ultimate soldier. Ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she'd received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Okay. The Ultimate Soldier, a mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in is like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it? The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Fenrir has already... Wow! I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero. Ah, it's you. What have you got in your pretty little hand there? Oh, you found her profile? So what if we did? Don't freak out on me. I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into their headmaster's room. Maybe I'll track her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivorous, you know.
What?
Are rules violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well? Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is now, can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you all first got together in the main hall was way back when there were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding amongst you all. Misunderstanding? Are you saying...
in other words,
That's right, there weren't actually 15 of you.
indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16. 16? Then...
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school.
Which would make sense as as the ultimate soldier, she would know how to hide and survive. The 16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba, she's part of this school life. So the one making all the regulations is... Why? Huh? Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well, because, like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know?
Yes, indeed.
Makes sense.
Well now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge? I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm gonna share a little secret with you. Seriously?
Hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out, all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Okay, now that's all you get.
Alright. Kyoko wears this glove to cover up a bunch of scars? Wait, so on the back of her hand, the tattoo. Well, that's not a scar. Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said they were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves, to hide the scars. Which means those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now isn't covering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Makuro was a student here. Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Makuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Makuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Makuro is related to the case?
It's certainly
Perhaps she's
possible.
the one who killed Kyoko. What?
Hmm.
That would explain why we would have to have a class rail, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Makuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began. But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear then.
Makuro Ikasaba isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Makuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
In other words,
Makuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold to say the least. It makes more sense than to assume that Makuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Makuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible, but if that's really true, if Makuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected. Well, are you coming? Oh, nice! They barked me here. Locker number 6. There are wooden lockers here. They use woodblock keys just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker furthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found on that locker, right?
That's right.
Well, just try it. Okay. I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker metal lock, and the locker eagerly accepted the key, and it opened. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a bloodstain?
See.
If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow. But how could it possibly be involved? I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Is something wrong? It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room? Well, no one said she was the victim. Or perhaps... Byakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location? There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Makura was a part of? Oh yeah, they gotta check the archives in the library. But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Research. Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive that has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Here we go. He quickly returned with the file in hand. Right now, I need to talk to Byakuya. I clicked on Byakuya.
See.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? Yeah, no, guys, sorry, I don't speak French at all, haha. I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can speak French. Well, whatever, I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Guys, we were mentioned in the game. How cool. Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into the enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key member of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded. What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields oh my god, it's so hard to speak. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. Yeah, I need water. It'll help me speak better. Okay, more water, I guess. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. I'm very hydrated thanks to you. I'm so lucky you're here. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the report said something about where the name Fenrir came from, right? That's right, it said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. Okay, so the wolf tattoo on the hand seems to mean that it was a member of Fenrir. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean...
Time is naturally silent, and yet it constantly assaults us organisms, the Earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class
That's
trial.
right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. I'm torn. I'm worried it might last a very long time. Because last time when we did the class trial, it was like 2 hours, maybe 3. And that would be way too much for me right now. But at the same time, I really want to know what's going on. But I think it's probably safer to keep this for next time. Because it'd be a really bad thing to stop in the middle of the class trial. And I have no idea how long this one is going to last. Like, we can talk to them, but I don't think we're gonna actually do the class trial. Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you? What? Are you jealous? Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself, but... We stood there for 5 full minutes, waiting for something weird to happen, and then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again. What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or... Or what? Jesus.
Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that?
What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we?
We're missing Kyoko. What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you.
Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now.
If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look. I'm here and no rule's been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko? You're still alive? No, that's a ghost. Stop talking.
If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
But is it okay that there is no particular penalty for being late? I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong?
You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you.
When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die? Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. Now we've got to deal with a ghost. I told you stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long. I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So,
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that.
Ooh,
I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
so
Just now. I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
however,
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words,
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? A master key?
Just a second.
Hey! What are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto,
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation, because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Okay, well, this is where we're going to stop. We figured out that our darling baby girl is not dead, of course, obviously. And we have everything we need for the class trial next time. Probably next week. That's exciting. We're learning so many things. Yeah, that was pretty good. Pretty good session. Quite short for once, only an hour, when typically it's more in between 2 and 3. But it's nice also sometimes to not be talking for too long. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out. It was fun. And like I said, I'll see you probably next week for the class trial of chapter 5. It's probably going to be really good. I feel like we're going to learn a lot of things about, you know, the deeper hidden parts of the lore. Yeah, I'm sorry you didn't have time for another one, but that means you're keeping your channel points to make me drink a lot next time. Because it's gonna be a class trial, which means it's gonna be pretty long. Don't worry. You'll be fine. No, you will not keep me for 5 minutes. I literally have nothing else to talk about right now. I am really tired. I think this is good. I know it was a shorter stream, but, you know, that's bound to happen sometimes. Anyways, I hope to see you tomorrow for Among Us, and next week for more Danganronpa. And after next week, we'll begin the last chapter of the game, since the class trial will be the end of chapter 5. That's cool. That's really cool. Here, let me send a little heart as well, if I can find it. No, I can't. Why can't I? My lamp's too bright and I can't see. Okay, there it is. Okay. Bye guys, see ya!